Hello, everyone, and welcome to today Viva Connections and SharePoint Framework bi-weekly sync. Today is December the 12th, and I will be your host. My name is Gary Trinder, and I'm a developer advocate working at Microsoft. Get to the next page. So what we're going to cover today. So we're going to have the usual update on the SharePoint framework. Then we're going to go around the community project updates. We're going to get together and have picture time in together mode. And finally, we're going to have our demos. We're going to have two demos today. So we have Michaël Maillot talking about the introduction to PMP reusable React controls. Use them myself, absolutely fantastic. If you haven't used them, you're in for a treat. And then we have a last minute demo. We have Alex and Vesa, who are going to be going through making Viva Connections cards available in Microsoft 365 Copilot. So how can you get involved in the community or use the resources that the community have made available to you? Well, there is tons of content out there with videos on the community YouTube channel, a place for you to ask your questions, get updates on the community LinkedIn page. We've also got our open source project. So you're looking for something, maybe you're working on something, you think, oh, maybe someone's done this already, and I can use the work that they've already done and help me be more productive. We've got the open source repositories. We've also got the sample galleries as well, people showing off the things that they've done, things that they've learned, things that they've shared, all for you to take a look at and potentially use or learn from. All these resources are all available from one link. So one link to remember, aka.ms/community/home, will get you to all of these different places. You can also follow us on social accounts as well. We are still on Twitter, X, now Blue Sky, and also LinkedIn as well. So if you're on those social platforms, do give us a follow. So we have many other Microsoft 365 and Power Platform community calls taking place. We have the Microsoft 365 and Power Platform call. This is a weekly call with Microsoft speakers. This is going to go on a break from the 24th of December to the 31st of December. We've also got Power Platform calls, Office add-ins, and the Viva Connections and SharePoint Framework call, which is today. If you want to find the invites for them, put them in your calendar. The best place to go is aka.ms/community/calls. Get those in your calendar, and then you can't forget to join them. Speaking of which, so the next call, which will be the last call before the holiday break, is on the 17th of December. We have three demos. We have John Miller going through the Teams app CLI, Eric Scherlinger on building a career coach declarative agent for Microsoft 365 Copilot. Seen that? That's also open source as well, so it's pretty cool. You'll be able to take a look at that. And we have Shifali Patanka with an introduction to Power Platform connectors and Copilot extensibility. If you want to join that, again, go to the invite link, find the community call, and put that in your calendar. Ooh, a bit too fast. If you are interested in presenting on these calls, we absolutely would love to hear from you. Everyone is welcome, whether you are a experienced speaker or a brand new speaker as well. Everyone is welcome. So if you're interested in doing any demo across all the topics in Microsoft 365, then go to aka.ms/community/request/demo, fill out the form, and we will be back in touch to book you in to come and present on one of the community calls. David, over to you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Gary. Apologies, but I'm a little under the weather and on vacation right now, so yay for that. But we have Alive and Well, Sharing is Caring, which is a program that provides hands-on guidance for everybody. So it means that we are going to join live Teams calls together and learn how to do things like contributing to the community. So if you don't know what a pull request is and you want to contribute, this is your opportunity. We will be live. It will be safe space, which means absolutely no recording, and you can feel free to ask any and all questions. We just had one in November. We're going to get one set up here for for late December for those that are just looking for some things to do around the downtime, and we're going to collaborate together. It's going to be awesome. So keep an eye out for aka.ms/sharingiscaring for that updated schedule as soon as I get back from vacation. And then once you do contribute, we want to recognize you for the amazing work that you're doing, which is our recognition program powered by Credly. These are going to continue into 2025. Do not worry, but those 2024 badges, they've only got so much time left. So get involved, get contributing. We absolutely want to recognize you, and this is one of the ways we do it. We cover the cost. It's absolutely free. There is a cost by Credly, but we cover it as part of the community team, which is awesome, so you don't have to worry about it. But you can put these on your LinkedIn profile, on your resume, show them to your managers, let them know that you're making a difference in the community. It is a real and official and accredited thing. So thank you for all that you're doing. Gary, back to you.
Thank you very much, David. Okay, so let's start our update roundup. First of all, we have the latest on SharePoint Framework. Vesa.
Cool. Quick updates from here. The steady growth, it's fabulous to see. We have seasonal, of course, going up and down because of Thanksgivings and all of that stuff, and as we're slowing down for Christmas, there will be a little bit less usage, but we're still having tens and tens and tens of millions of monthly active users for SPFx, and it's magnificent to see the usage growing still steady. Now let's go to the following slide. Quick recap on where we are. No changes actually here. 120 is currently the GA version of SPFx that did address, for example, issues like what we introduced in 1.19 related on object-to-object exception and all of that. So please update to the latest version. New things there were mainly for Viva Connection. There's a lot of internal planning now happening for next semester and the following semester. There's some good ideas on what we're going to do. Let's go to the following slide. Just a teaser slide on some areas where we are planning to invest, and obviously a lot of this is intended to be also a part of the AI, but not forgetting about the other areas as well. So there's going to be interesting functionalities for sure for existing customers, and then also for AI-powered customers in the future. We'll get immediately more detail available when we can, but a lot of stuff in the pipeline, and I will share updates in this course when we can. But that's a quick update from the SharePoint framework from the Microsoft engineering side. And let's go to the open source projects.
Awesome. Thanks, Vesa. Yep. So as Vesa mentioned, let's talk about the open source projects. First, we've got the community blog. Adam.
Yes, so we had 2 new blog posts since last week, and the first one was created by me. It's about the sum up from the Refresh Rangers event, our first edition of this event, where we updated SPFx samples and extension web part and extension samples to the latest version of SPFx. So if you were interested how it all started and what we done during this event, please do give it a read. And the second one was added by Gautam, and it's related to the latest upcoming changes in the v3 of the PnP PowerShell related to the update of the codebase to .NET 8 and PowerShell 7.4. So if you are, and some significant updates in the Connect PnP command. So if you are using PnP PowerShell, be sure to give it a read. Every voice matters. So if you want to share your knowledge with us, for sure we would like to and would love to host your post on our blog post. And if you will do it, you can even get a blog author badge for it. So sharing is caring, and back to you, Gary.
Thanks, Adam. Okay, Copilot prompts. So if you're using Copilot in your day-to-day work, you're using a prompt and you find it incredibly useful, then we want to hear from you. We want to hear what prompts you're using. And we have a space, our PnP prompt library, for you to share those prompts with the rest of the community. And that is exactly what Christian Rodriguez did, who gave us the prompt of the week this week to analyzing the recent emails that he got with a specific subject line, creating a draft from that. So speeding up that whole process of when I've got a specific email, then create the drafts, do all the work for me. So if you do have a prompt that you want to share, go to aka.ms/pnp-prompt-library, and there you can go find the instructions to submit that to the repository. PnP.js, Julie.
Yeah, so we had a big release, 4.70 released on November 18th. Obviously, the documentation and package version updates that we normally do. We did the beta release of that OData Lambda filter that Dan Toft did, and we added some missing exports for the graph presets all. We did rename OneNote Pages to OneNote Pages so that we could support the next line item, which was Basics Pages API support as a beta endpoint for the Pages API. The open source extension also got added as a beta. Site open extensions got added as a beta endpoint as well. And we fixed 3136 to improve paging support for query parameters and introduce debug headers. In addition to that, there is a pull request that is merged now to reverse the change that we made to stop cloning the response for the error generation. That was done because it does cause some problems in Node.js, we saw. And so we were testing that out to fix it and thought that everything was going to be fine because all our tests were running okay. But it turns out that those who were parsing the error and wanting to look at the response couldn't do so anymore because we weren't cloning it. So that is reversed. If you need that feature right away, grab the nightly build. That today should have that reverse in there, so that should work for you. And the next minor release, will have that built in. And that's all I have. Back to you, Gary.
Perfect. Thanks very much, Julie. So moving on to CLI for Microsoft 365. So we have the 10.20 beta that was released. Only one update, well, technically two, because there's a bug fix in there as well, just a minor bug fix, but a new command for enter ID to list all the role definitions. So the team has been busy. We had birthday and also hit 100 releases as well. So it's an amazing milestone. But if you want to get the new beta, you can go to NPM, use the @next tag, and if you're using Docker as well, you can use the next tag there. So if you want to get involved in the community, you can join our Discord server, and we've also moved to Blue Sky as well. So if you are on Blue Sky and you want to get all the latest CLI updates, you can find us on there as well, CLI Microsoft 365 .bsky.social. Moving on, so we have a new beta release of DevProxy. So with DevProxy, we already had the ability for you to generate open API specs from intercepting the requests and responses that you could send from your machine to kind of like known URLs. We only supported V3 of open API, but we had feedback to say that, well, not all systems are supporting version 3. We're stuck on version 2. Can you help us out? Well, we've done that. So we've added support for OpenAPI v2. So it's in beta at the moment. We will plan to release the 0.24 release in January. We also had a few issues publishing to Winget as well. Those have now been resolved. So all the latest versions are available for you to get DevProxy on your machine on Windows in the simplest way possible through Winget. And we're also continuing to iterate on the DevProxy toolkit. So this is our VS Code extension. So the latest pre-release is 0.15, and we'll plan to release that as 0.16, next published release, along with the 0.24 release in January. Okay, reusable SPFx controls. Alex.
Thank you, Gary. So we released new versions at the end of November on US Thanksgiving Day. For property controls, not many updates, just support for SPFx 120. For React controls, SPFx 120 support is there as well, but we also have a lot of various enhancements for dynamic form, for dashboard, image picker, and user picker. And as always, there are some bug fixes. And thank you to all our contributors who are making changes in the controls and moving us forward. Back to you, Gary.
Thanks, Alex. SharePoint Framework Toolkit. Adam.
Yes. So hi everybody. So SharePoint Framework Toolkit is a VS Code extension that will boost your productivity when doing SPFx development using VS Code. And we just had a new minor release 4.3 with all of those awesome updates in the pre-releases I was announcing all of those times. So for example, We now allow you to manage your apps in every app catalog by giving you actions for every app, like even upgrade, enable, disable, remove, and so on and so forth. We finally added the manage GitHub Copilot chat command. So now if you have a GitHub Copilot license and you have the GitHub Copilot chat in VS Code, you can now use the @SPFx/manage, and then you can ask questions about your SharePoint Online tenant to retrieve using natural language data from SharePoint in VS Code and get some quick insights that will be helpful for development. We added a code tour that will give you tips in line in where you need to update, for example, if you want to upgrade to the latest version of SPFx or make your project valid, and many, many more. I just posted the link to the release blog post, so if you are interested in all of those details, please do give it a read. And please give it a try if you are doing any kind of SPFx coding stuff. Happy coding, everybody, and back to you, Gary.
Cheers, Alan. And moving on to PMP Modern Search, Casper.
Thank you, Gary. We haven't released any new versions since last time. We're still on 4.14, but we are started working on some of the capabilities that we have in Microsoft Search rather than SharePoint Search. In general, we recommend people to use SharePoint Search for anything list or document related, as well as people. But we have some special capabilities coming in from the Microsoft Search part of it. And for instance, we can actually surface content that is in SharePoint embedded. By default, that's hidden from search, but we can tweak a little bit, and then we can actually expose that in PMP Modern Search. And the same goes for stuff that has content that has been archived using Microsoft Archive. By default, it's hidden, but if you want to show it in your PMP web parts, we can actually do that now, and that's something I'm working on right now. So that should be in the next release within a couple of weeks, I guess. So we are still working along, and perhaps we will see a new release before Christmas. Fingers crossed. Back to you, Gary.
Thanks, Casper. And then we have PMP SharePoint Framework samples. So don't have any new samples to share. If you're looking to get involved in the community, you're doing SharePoint Framework, you have a sample, then why don't you contribute and get your place on this slide? We can talk about it. You'll also get a badge as well. But if you're interested in finding all the samples that are in the gallery, go to aka.ms/community/samples. And we also have SharePoint Framework ACEs as well. So unfortunately, again, no new samples this time. Although maybe there is. HTML ACEs, React components in Quick View. That's just thrown me. So yeah, that is it looks like a new sample. Again, aka.ms/community/samples to find out all the SharePoint Framework ACEs samples as well. Okay, we're at the time. Let's do picture time. David.
Yes, absolutely. So everybody, if you want to turn on your cameras, I will get my screen shared here and we will get this starting to get recorded. There we go. Things are looking good. Excellent. Close the chat here. All right, looking great, everybody. A couple more seconds. We only got a couple demos today, so we got a little bit of extra time. So if you want to get that camera turned on, looking great to see everybody. Thank you all for what you're doing in the community. All right, a couple more seats. I see some folks popping in. Oh, don't do that. Let me open the chat so it doesn't actually do about that. All right, very good. Hey, I didn't get to send that one. There we go. Okay. All right. Well, let's start recording. 3, 2, 1. Ooh. All right, everybody. Looking great to see you all. Thank you all for joining. I know it's that time of year. We got lots of things going on, but we're so grateful that you spend time with us and share all your passion in the community. So great to see you. All right, Gary, back to you.
Thank you very much, David. Right, okay, so we are at demo time. First up, we have Michael, who's going to do an introduction to PMP reusable React controls. Take it away.
I'm going to try so. Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you are around the world. And first, let me share you my screen. Wrong one. Great. That's the start. Okay, here goes second. That should be good. Can you see my screen?
Yep. All good. Take it away.
Okay, so I'm sure nobody here has ever heard about the PNP reusable React controls for SharePoint Framework. Some of you are probably new to the community. Welcome, is that so? I'm going to have a quick recap about what is this and show you few stuff as a start to get your hands on it. My name is Michael. I'm a technical lead at OnePoint. Live in a beautiful town called Nantes, which is west part of France. And you can see here one of the local tourist attractions, which is a mechanical steampunk-like elephant. Pretty nice. I had the opportunity to contribute to some PNP open source repositories, and I have the chance to be one of the co-maintainers of the PNP SPFx controls. You can reach me out on Blue Sky, Twitter, GitHub. Got a personal site, and I'm also an M365 development MVP. So it's not about what is this, but what are these? Because when you're referring to PNP React reusable controls, you are referring to the PNP React controls, which are ready to use, like I said, React controls. And you are also referring to PNP property controls, which are ready to use with property pane controls. They both are based on the SPFx ecosystem, and version 2 or 3 are focused on SharePoint Online. They are both community-driven solutions, which means that there's no first-part support, no SLA or stuff, but we have an active community, and Microsoft helps us to promoting through the PNP initiative. We are trying to do our best to address issues and to consider feature requests and bug fixes. But everyone is welcome to contribute to this to these solutions. And they are used in open source, other open source solutions such as the PNP Modern Search, which is great. First, the PNP React controls. Like I said, it's a list of controls that are ready to use based on M365 ecosystem, which means that as it's related to the SPFx environment, you can get info regarding what's in the user's ecosystem. You can there are some controls that you can explore through the context of SharePoint or Teams. For example, the people picker, the dynamic form, the taxonomy picker. There are many of them that relies on the M365 environment. There are also the team support through the enhanced theme provider and the variant theme provider. It's pretty important regarding some specific solutions that you can deploy on the Teams, for example, or section backgrounds in the SharePoint pages. There are also field controls for SPFx field customizers, like taxonomy renderer or user renderer to render a personal control, for example. Then we have the PNP property controls. Like I explained, it's it's a set of advanced property pane components, which is dedicated to the web parts management. There is a property field for almost every need. We have property fields for grid, with datetime, SharePoint View, code editor, Monaco editor. There is a spin button, pass one. No, seriously, there are many of them. So you should give it a try if you don't know already. There are also a callout extensibility for most property fields, such as drop down, label, or button. To play with them, you got three ways. So the first, the most common one is if you install them through the major release, which is around 3-4 months. We don't have. We try to be pretty reactive and to align to SPFx release versions. So that's why there's no specific date, but you can install the latest release through these commands. You can also give a try each time a PR has been merged through the beta version, which is automatically released after a PR has been merged. So it's the opportunity to give a try on a new feature, or to try if something that has been declared as an issue has been fixed in your context. And you have finally the debug version, which is cloning the controls and then run them locally, because we also created a solution that allows you to test the controls, every control in your context, and to also get your hands on how do they work. For example, if you want to submit a feature request on the if you have an idea. So I'm going to show you 2 or 3 things. Here I have the web part example, which, to be honest,
Michael, sorry,
yeah,
could you just increase the size of the?
Yeah. Always about zooming. Sorry. Is it good?
One more, and then I think we're good.
One more. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. Thank you.
Okay, great. So, to be honest, won't be able to show you the web part example because I got some local server issues, but I will be able to show you the dedicated solution that is linked to the PNP controls repo as a web part. But just to give you an overview, I got a web part example here with a property control, which allows you to render a color picker, and which is configured right here. So just like the default property pane text field, you get a property pane control feature, which displays a color picker, and where the selected color here is sent to the render here, and you can display it inside the web part. For example, here I had my current color, which is reflected each time I switch a color on the property pane. And the other example is for if I wanted to display the web part title, which is a well-known, very useful web part, which allows you to display a title on the page, and it updates also in edit mode without going through the property pane. You can update it right away in edit mode, and then when the page is in read, the read display mode, it displays the title that you have set up just before. Another example of control is the people picker, which is well known, and for which you have the opportunity to specify which type of principal you want to allow the user to look for. It can be a DL, it can be a security group, a SharePoint group, or every types of principal. You can also put some limit to the selection. You can put some delay. You can enable the ensure user. Put some selected default selected users. This one will probably be showcased at another time, but that's the main one of the main controls that is really popular. So this was for the web part, which sadly I can't show you, sorry, but I'm going to show you something else, which I'm gonna zoom in, which is again. Sorry. Okay. So this is the repo of the PNP React controls. You get every component that you can find, which is documented on the PNP React controls page, site, sorry. But we have also the opportunity to test them locally because it's inside this project. We also have a SharePoint solution, an SPFx solution. So for example, here, this is a web part, which is the one that we, every contributor can run locally to test out every single control. And we have the control test web part, which contains, as you can see, a few components, and which is enhanced through the ages in order to be more easily testable, if I say. And if you want to have a look, this is how it is displayed. So when you are running your local server for the repo of the PNP controls, you got this web part. And in this web part, you can configure some of them, and you can choose which control you want to display. So let's say I want to display the web part title. You can have it here and say my nice web part. Something you can test, you can what party? Yeah, no. This is the way you can test some web part. If I click on preview, for example, for this one, you can see how the web part title is actually displayed when it's not in edit mode. But I can also choose to display other controls. Say, for example, that I want to show the people picture here. You have a preset of different configured people picker controls. Let's say that I want to select for Adele. I got custom style here. I got people picker with some filter to the email address. I got here for a group, which I didn't configure actually in my case. And yeah, just for you have the people picker. Like I said, you have also the dynamic form. And for the dynamic form, we have the opportunity to select among our current sites list. Let's say I want to take the employee onboarding, and by default, it's going to load every field of our employee onboarding as a new form. But I don't know if I have one here. If I test, no. 2, maybe 4. 10. No. Yes, I have it 10. I have 1. So I got here from my dynamic form with my data, which is loaded with this list item ID. But basically, the idea is to show you that every control is testable quickly here, instead of just installing the controls from the public npm and then use them on the web part. You can choose also to test them, to go to the code, to understand how does it work. Just to go back in the code, sometimes, let's say that for the dynamic form, some controls are using the SPFx context, the base component context, or the web part context, or other context. And like I said, each version of the PNP controls relies on the specific version of SharePoint Framework, which means that sometimes you can refer to a version of the PNP controls which relies on an older version of SPFx, which is not the one that you are currently using in your project. So you can have some issues about using the context because TypeScript checks that there is mismatch version between the SPFx version of the PNP controls and the SPFx version of your project. So when it happens, if you want to get over this, you can still cast as any in order to go over the mismatch version error without causing trouble to your project, because the context will be in the major cases will be the same. But this is a kind of advice. And I think that's it for first. If I go back now, just a quick recap. Like I explained, use the context as any when required if you got a different version of SPFx. You can disable the telemetry if you got an IT which blocks everything that is sent on the telemetry server. There's an option which is documented on the PNP controls website. You can run the repo locally, like I just showed you before, if you want to understand how does it work. And feel free to use the beta version if you want to give a try, or if you want to give a feedback about version to come. Just to finish this demo, a quick recap regarding 2024 year. From we released 4 versions for the React controls, around 1,000 downloads for each version, which is pretty awesome. We got 2 new controls, 24 enhancements and 25 fixes. And for the property controls, we got 3. We got also 4 releases, around 250 downloads. Except for the latest version, we get over 3,000 downloads on NPM. Don't know why, but that's pretty cool. 2 new property controls, 7 enhancements, and 3 fixes. I wanted to give a huge thank you to all the people listed here, and I hope I didn't forget anyone, because they really matter in this year, about their contribution, their involvement, their patience regarding how we can handle the pull requests sometimes. But here we are. Huge thank you to you, and we hope that you will keep helping us for the year to come. I will share you a few links in the chat just after. You got the repo for the controls, and also the SPFx samples gallery, for which there are many of them are currently using PNP controls. Thank you very much.
Awesome.
And feel free to ask your question if you have some.
Yeah, feel free. If you've got questions, ask away in the chat. Great demo, Michael. A great example of community coming together, solving problems, building all these components that people can use in their projects as well. I've personally used them in projects that I've done, and they're fantastic. It saves so much time as well. So great to see them just getting better and better as well. So thank you very much to everyone involved and contributors as well. Okay, let's move on. So on to our next demos. We have Alex and Vesa, who are going to tell us about Viva Connections and Microsoft 365 Copilot.
Excellent. You should see my screen. Let's double check that one. So
got it. Yeah.
Anything.
Sorry,
excellent.
I took that away.
No, all good. Don't worry about it. Tuesday we had a bit of a problem with this demo. That was strange. So we're gonna repeat it today, so we get it properly recorded with Alex, and then we can publish the videos and recordings and everything else. But so in this demo, we're going to talk about the Viva Connection cards and how they will be actually available in the Microsoft 365 Copilot as we roll out new features and capabilities in here. Now, as we're setting up the scene in here, just to kind of recap on this one a bit, it's not really an extensibility model for Microsoft 365 Copilot. This is more about the fact that if you have a Viva Connection cards available within your Viva Connection and you talk with the Microsoft 365 Copilot, that Copilot will automatically be like, I might have a suitable card for you within your requirements, and I will show you the card. So it's not a native extensibility option as such for Copilot. We're looking at that one potentially in the future with the SPFx. There's a lot of planning going on, obviously, in Microsoft. But this is more about if you have cards available in the Viva Connection dashboard, those will be available in Copilot as well. And we'll show you a live demo on that one as well, so you kind of understand what that means. But before we go there, quick intros on what again is Viva Connection. So it's a kind of a classic slides, but it's super important to understand that we have quite a lot of different services available within the Microsoft 365, which are kind of bundled under the employee communication and community. Currently, we might be shuffling again this in the future. You never know what's going to happen. We, as Microsoft, we're really good on renaming stuff and repackaging stuff, but the functionalities themselves will remain and definitely available. So we have the SharePoint, which is for intranet. We have the Amplify, Viva Amplify, which is for communication management. So basically publishing, doing campaigns and all of that. We have the Viva Engage, which is community and social, and Viva Connection is really the company app. And with company app, we mean that it's a company application targeted for the user. So I'm going to talk a bit about what is the role of SharePoint and what is the role of Viva Connection in the following slide. But Viva Connection is really targeting to this from a perspective that is showing relevant information for you, not within necessarily for specific information more broadly within a company, more on I want to target, or we want to target those tools and applications based on the role of the user, regardless of the device, to be available through Viva Connections. So we're making it super easy to access the relevant day-to-day tools which you are using on the daily basis. Especially thinking, for example, frontline workers who are using mobile phones, they need to get access on certain tools within the company, for example, submitting hours or pay slips information, all of that stuff. We can really easily kind of surface these cards and applications directly within the Viva Connection, specifically for the user. We can also do personalization here. We can do branding. We can do all of that. And of course, if you want to go to the intranet and a SharePoint site, you can add this is absolutely linked there as well. So you can access the intranet functionalities directly from Viva Connection as well. And the news, what you're seeing here, are coming from SharePoint and as in the SharePoint news. Now, if you think about the SharePoint role is really the intranet side of the house. So why is my the pixel perfect storytelling? Why is my company amazing? So we built this really cool looking intranets, especially in larger companies, where we talk about the role of the company, strategy of the company. The leadership is providing news and updates and all of business information within the intranet. And that's kind of the perspective of it, that you're navigating my entire company, search my entire company, and tailored news for me, absolutely. But then the Viva Connection is more on, okay, what is my role within this company? And then you see those functionalities based on, again, in any device, based on your role, based on your functionalities, you will see those application being surfaced in the Viva Connection. And what's kind of really cool to see in the Viva Connection, it's growing to be tens of millions of monthly active users. So it is really cool to see the growth all around the world. I cannot go exact details because we haven't published those yet publicly, but it's looking really, really good from growth perspective. And especially the mobile experience here is awesome. I sit quite often in front of the computer. I still use with tablet and mobile, I quite often use actually Viva Connection because it's the easiest way for me to get access on certain information which is relevant for me. Cool. Also, just to call out, the Viva Connection does adapt, like mentioned, for different devices and different brands and different profiles and all of that stuff super easily. So you can really build kind of an engaging experiences for mobile and tablets and desktop. So regardless of the device, it will have all of the same capabilities available. Now, what does that then mean with Copilot? So the Copilot is rolling out, and well, some customers have Copilot licenses, and you have that Copilot available then in SharePoint, and you have it as an isolated service. And what we want to do here is really integrate the employee experiences platform together with Microsoft 365 Copilot. So step number one, which is the one which we're going to show today, is basically that if you have a suitable cards within the Viva Connection dashboard, which is your dashboard relevant for you and personalized for you as a persona, and you talk about something like, hey, do we have a relevant information about my payslip? The Copilot is smart enough to understand, oh, yes, I have a card which is suitable for you. Here's your payslip card. You can click the card and you can see the information in the same way as we would be accessing the information directly in the Viva Connection side. So kind of exposing an additional surface for Viva Connection cards to be exposed with no extra cost. So, of course, the main idea for us is that people who are investing on the card platform can maximize the value and maximize the return of investment for these cards which they're building, which are dynamically connecting for backend system or whatever they're connecting. And we will start with a relatively simple scenario and simple experience, but that will evolve. I'll come back on the timelines after the demo, but let's actually have a look on how this works in practice and right now, and what is the first experience, and Alex is going to show the demo for us on that one.
And let me share my screen.
Yes, please. Let's not do that in pantomime.
Can you see the screen?
Yes, I got the screen. Take it away.
Awesome. Yeah. So first of all, my name is Alex Terentiev. I'm a principal software engineer in the team that is responsible for SharePoint and Viva Connections platform. And Vesa mentioned everything basically about the demo. So I have a Viva Connections here with the dashboard and multiple cards configured in the dashboard. And I will be demoing the community call feedback and help desk cards in the Copilot. So let me go to the document library. And by the way, this is a document library on absolutely another site, not on a home site where Viva Connection lives. So you shouldn't be on the same site, on the same home site to make this functionality to work. So I'm just opening the SharePoint Copilot in here, and I can ask a question like, is there a card to rate this community call? And it's live demo, no recording, so we'll see how Copilot replies. And here you go. The same card is surfaced directly in the Copilot, not in the Viva Connections, and even you can communicate with it. So basically, yeah, I want to rate it. This call is awesome. And here is the submit button. If you're familiar with adaptive card extensions development, you can have multiple actions in your card. So in that case, just a submit. So I want to send this information to like my SAM server with all the feedback collected. I click submit. I have another card view in here displayed with the thank you message. So everything works in the same way as it works in the Viva Connections. Now let's show another example for the help desk card. Please show me the card to submit a help desk ticket. And here is another card, again, looking the same as it is in the Viva Connections. What's the difference I want to show you here? The help desk card has actually a quick view action on it. So if I click on the card, if you're on Viva Connections, you will see the quick view loaded, and you can have additional rich information in there. If you are in Copilot, I can click on that as well, but what will happen will be redirected to Viva Connections, but the quick view will be automatically opened in there as well, where you can, in that case, just fill out some information to submit the help desk ticket. But in general, the user can have the same or almost the same experience as they have in the Viva Connections itself. Another quick thing I want to show you. So as you can see, we have different sizes for the cards on Viva Connections. So the two I showed, community call feedback and help desk, these were large cards. But we also have, for example, well-being, that is a medium card. So let me do the show me the well-being card. And as you can see, we respect the sizes for the card as well. So if you have large card, it will be displayed as a large. If you have a medium card, it will be displayed as a medium card. Another thing we have here, as you probably see in all these cards rendered, we have open in connection. So if a user doesn't want to communicate or interact with the card in the chat itself, he or she can click on this button, will redirect to the connections, Viva Connections, and will highlight the card automatically to show the user that, hey, this is the card. And good thing about that, in Viva Connections, if your cards are hidden in the show more, but if you're redirecting from the Copilot, we'll automatically expand this section, and you will see the card visible as well. And that's probably all for the demo.
Excellent. Thank you, Alex, on that one. Let me share my thing. There was a question from Jim Duncan, specific Copilot license required. Well, not specific, but Copilot license required. So there's only one Copilot license, which is the Microsoft 365 Copilot license, and that will then light up, for example, the Copilot in SharePoint, and also light up this functionality, light up a lot of other functionalities as well. So no specific Copilot license, but the Copilot license, at least for now. Again, those things are evolving as well. So whenever somebody's watching this video within 5 years, it might be wondering that, wait a minute, we have 6 different Copilot licenses today. Why aren't we? So just be clear on that. Current situation in December 2012 on 2024 is this. Now, a bit about the timelines. So right now, this functionality is in a final testing phase, and it will start rolling out into targeted release customers in January 2025. We'll have a specific preview stage as well, and then general availability is planned to happen in spring 2025. Again, everything is subject to change. If we run into some random surprises, that we might have to reschedule some stuff, but right now it's looking pretty promising. That is a live site what Alex was showing, so it's not a Figma files or pictures in Photoshop, so it was a live thing, and things are working quite nicely. So it's coming pretty soon, and again, you will need to have the Copilot, Microsoft 365 Copilot enabled. So, and right now, like Alex was showing, the first experience is that you will be redirected to the Viva connection, but we're looking into more, let's say, better experiences in the future as well, so making it better and better based on the feedback. So it wouldn't be redirected to another experience to see the part or the quick view. But again, everything is subject to change and is evolving as we move along within this journey. But that's pretty much from our side. So Gary, let's get back on the slides and right on schedule to close up the call. Good, thank God we didn't have 3 demos, right?
Perfect timing. Yeah. It's easy today, right? We're relaxing.
Yes.
We're nearly on holiday. We're nearly there. Right. Okay. Yeah. So thank you to Michael, Alex, and Vesa for today's demos. Fantastic stuff. So if this is your first time on the call, you're a regular attendee on this call, we want to hear your feedback about what we're doing well, what we're doing not so well, what we can do more of. And we want to hear from you. So if you go to aka.ms/community/calls/feedback, please do submit your feedback so we can make these calls great for you, and so that we can answer your questions, just be generally better. Not that we're bad anyway, pretty good, but personal opinion. Okay, so let's talk about our official Discord server. So we do have a community Discord server. So if you are on Discord, you're not a part of this community, and you want to join, go to aka.ms/community/discord. That is the server invite link. You will join couple of thousand members, so over 2,500 members, who are sharing blogs. They're sharing things that they're working on, asking questions and answering questions as well. So if you want to get involved, you want to help people out as well, then this is a great place to do that. And again, thank you for being with us today, for asking your questions in the chat. The recording of this call will be available in 24 hours on the Microsoft Community Learning YouTube channel. If you have not subscribed, please do go along and subscribe. You'll get notifications for all new videos that are uploaded, and they are uploaded on a regular basis. Go to aka.ms/community/YouTube. And you'll be taken to the channel. Again, we have social media accounts across Twitter, X, Blue Sky, and LinkedIn, where we post all the updates as well about the recordings and the individual demos. The next Viva Connections and SharePoint Framework call is December the 26th, so just after Christmas. So there's no demos. It's going to be more of just kind of like a open chat with everyone who is not on a break. I won't be there. I'm definitely breaking for holidays. But our next call is going to be next Tuesday, December the 19th. So this will be the last M365 Power Platform call of the year. Again, check out all the other calls as well at aka.ms/community/calls. And with that, I'd just like to thank everyone wrapping up the year. Thank you, everyone who's contributed throughout the year, your samples, contributing in the chat on the calls, coming and speaking as well, speaking for the first time, or maybe you're just returning. Thank you so much. You're a vital piece of this community, and it wouldn't be a community without you folks. So thank you very much. Hope you have good holidays if you're going off. If not, again, stay safe, and we will see you in the new year.